up YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Amina and I pretty much just talk about all things natural hair and helping you transition to natural if you have not already. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different and talking about curly hair clip-ins. Now, I know a lot of you are in the process of transitioning, or perhaps you big chopped or did a mini chop and you're just looking for a little bit more length to your hair, and I totally get that. I'm definitely growing my hair out right now and just want to have a little bit of versatility. So I finally got the opportunity to try out some curly hair clip-ins and ones that I came across that I think are amazing that I wanted to share with you guys. Just to preface this video, I get a ton of emails almost every single day from different hair vendors who want me to promote their hair and try it out to see if I'd like it. And the majority of that is just straight up Remy hair, nothing wrong with that. But the purpose of my channel at this point in time is really to help promote the versatility of natural hair and show you guys how you can really embrace that in so many different ways. And so I think that curly hair clip-ins are an amazing way to do that. So I was definitely intrigued when HerGivenHair reached out to me for an opportunity to test out their hair. So the cool thing about HerGivenHair is that they have a wide range of different hair textures that you can actually try out. So anywhere from the 3B, 3C, more so on the 3C hair, all the way up to 4C. So if you have a really tight curl pattern, or if you have that kinky, coily hair, this is a perfect line to try out because it's super blendable. And I found that after a little bit of trial and error that this ended up working out really well. So I wanted to give you the full scope of the unboxing to showing you how the hair looks installed and just some little tips and tricks on how to use it, because I know curly hair clip-ins can be a little bit tricky, which I experienced myself. So without further ado, let's get into it so I can show you how to go from this to this. So starting out, HerGivenHair sends a beautiful box that comes with 3 different samples of the types of hair textures that they have. So they have the curly hair, the coily hair, and the kinky hair. The curly hair is more of, they say, a 3B to 3C hair texture, but I actually find that it's more so on the 3C to 4A side. I was torn between getting the curly and coily hair, but after looking a little bit more online to see what that actually looked like installed, I found that I was more so on the curly side. Although it does say 3B hair, I think that you should kind of check and see, just from looking at this video a little bit longer, if your 3B hair kind of makes the cut for that crossover, because it is a little bit more of the tighter curl pattern. Rule of thumb that I realized when trying to decide what kind of curly hair texture to get is look at the bottoms of the hair. So if you know that your natural hair or the natural hair look you're going for is a little bit tighter of a curl at the bottom, ignore the top of the hair a little bit more, because that does tend to be loose, but your true curl pattern starts to come out in the middle to the end of your hair. So that's just a good way to determine what's the best hair texture for me to go for. Now the coily hair is more of the 4A to 4B, and that's gonna be that nice kinky coily curl. Now this curl is pretty tight from root to tip. The kinky hair is probably between a 4B to 4C, so it's a really cute, tight curl pattern. You'll see in all of the samples that the curls are very clumped together. So when you initially see that, don't be alarmed, because you can separate these out a lot more. I ended up getting 3 bundles, but I think that getting 2 bundles is probably the max that you're going to need, no matter how dense your hair is. 3 was definitely very extra, but I just wanted to make sure that I had enough to share for the video, and then also just to have a little bit of versatility if I did end up wanting to trim some of them. Now, once you have your bundles all laid out, you're going to want to wash them. So I used Jane Carter's Cleansing and Conditioning Co-Wash from their Healthy Hair line and just raked it all the way through and made sure that I did a very thorough job at washing the hair and then rinsing it out. From there, I initially styled the hair with my hair already wet. So I washed my hair and then clipped in the washed hair in some of the parts just to see if I could do a full style. And I do not recommend doing that because it actually just did not blend the way that it needed to. You really want to make sure that you hang these out or drape them over something like your bathtub to dry, because that's going to make sure that they just have the full recovery stage, and then you're able to style them accordingly to what your natural curl pattern looks like after your hair is completely washed and styled. You'll see in this picture that I did not take my own advice when it came to styling with it, and I was a little bit worried at first because since the hair is so clumped together with the curly texture, you notice that it's a lot darker because it's denser, and then also the curl pattern just doesn't match because it doesn't have as much frizz as my natural hair does. One of the number one things that was important to me with having any kind of fake hair in my head is that I want it to look as natural as possible, which means super blended. So making sure that before you install it into your hair that you've separated the curl as much as possible, meaning actually taking the curl and separating it out, kind of making it a little bit more frizzy as needed, is really important to make sure that you have that good blend. When it comes to shedding, I noticed that the curls did not shed nearly as much as my hair does when I wash it out, so that was a nice pleasant surprise. It just did a really great job holding up when I was washing it, so I think that this is a very durable hair. And then once I got the hang of actually installing it and making sure that I made the curl as close to my own curl pattern as possible, I just thought that it did a really great job at blending. My natural hair color is like an ashy brown, and I'm not sure how well you can see it in the light of the camera right now, but I was a little concerned that this hair color was a bit too dark to actually blend into my hair. As I started to do the separation of the hair and make it a lot more textured and separate the curl, I did notice that when the hair was fanned out, it definitely had a more natural brown hair color, so the blending actually didn't end up being as much of a problem. Now, one thing to note is that the length of the hair is actually measured straight. So although it says 20 inches, it's 20 inches fully stretched, not 20 inches in its curly state. So keep that in mind and know that if you are planning on doing any stretched out styles like a twist out or a bantu knot, that hair will stretch to that full length, but in its curly state, it's definitely going to be shorter because, as we all know, shrinkage is very, very, very real. So now that I've given you the full details of how to get started with this hair, I will show you what it looks like fully installed with the 16-inch and the 18-inch. I might add in a little bit of the 20-inch, but you want to make it look as natural as possible, so sometimes just kind of playing around with the different lengths to get the best, fullest look that you can might take some trial and error for sure. So I will go ahead and show you what that looks like. So what you see here, I used what would technically be considered an entire bundle. So I used 6 different wefts and mixed in the 16 inches on top and the 18 inches on the bottom. I have the 5-clip 18-inch at the bottom just to extend the length, and then I have a longer piece also clipped at the bottom here. The little 3-piece clips are going to be clipped up here just to kind of have a little bit more of an easier blend when installing the hair. All I really did here is just go through with a pick and detangle it so that I'm able to make the hair a little bit frizzier just so it blends a lot better with my hair. Now, everybody's hair is different and we may have similar curl patterns, meaning you might have a 3C or 4A curl pattern too, but maybe your hair is less frizzy or less full than mine. So you want to just break up these pieces as much as what makes sense for your unique hair type and texture, and that's going to look a little bit different for everybody. So overall, I just think that, like I said, takes a little bit of trial and error, but I really love this hair. I'm really glad that I gave it a chance and kind of tried out a couple of different things before writing it off, because at first when I tried it, I was like, I don't think this blends enough. I don't actually know if this hair type is the right kind of texture, but all it takes is just brushing it out a little bit, combing it if you need to wash it again. But really, this hair is super easy and manageable to use once you get the hang of it. So in my next follow-up video, I'm gonna kind of play around with this, and I'm sure you'll see some pictures on my Instagram very soon with me wearing it. But I'm going to be coloring my hair very soon, so I wanna make sure that I'm able to match the color here and then just kind of have some fun with it. So I'll be doing some different protective styling and just some other fun styles just to give you some ideas on how to wear this once you have it in. And like I said before, make sure to check down in the description box. It's gonna link you to HerGivenHair and take you to these clip-ins so you can kind of see what kind of variety they've got for you. U-part wigs and other wigs they have as well. So definitely make sure to check them out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit different, but I enjoyed making it and I'm looking forward to showing you some more. I've got a bunch of new videos on the way, so make sure to stay tuned and subscribe. We are almost at 20,000 followers, so I am super excited to be announcing my 20K giveaway very soon. So if you're not subscribed already, make sure that you subscribe and get notifications to my channel to make sure that you're up to date on all the uploads and the big announcement for my big giveaway. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I appreciate the love and feedback that you give me in the comments. I will talk to you guys very soon and let me know what you guys want to see next. Bye.